Good evening and salutations, my Days of Lies fans. So it's been a while since I actually did a review on this show, and I think a large amount of that actually had to do with the fact that a lot of this stuff just was not working for me, right? And I didn't want to sit there and do a review where I'm just practically being negative Nancy and just being like, beep, 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 and just. Um, Also, it had a lot to do with time as well. Sometimes it's just easier and faster to do a review on B&B. But this episode was just, I had issues with it to sit there and say the least, right? Eric and Nicole. Pretty much any scene with Eric and Nicole just bothers me for so many reasons. Because it's like, you know what? It'd just be so much easier if they just put those two together and put everyone else out their misery. There's a lot of people that love Eric and Nicole, and I get it. I mean, granted, I wasn't watching the show that during that time, but it is what it is. All right? You're going to sit there and do that. Stop dragging it out. Just put those two together, let that be that, and that's it. Because at this point, you got Eric that's with Sloan, who I'm like, I don't understand why she's sitting there slumming it for. Okay? You got Nicole and her track record, who in the beginning was sitting there whining about aging. Oh, you're abandoning me, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what are you talking about? The dude literally went on a business trip. Like, you made it seem like the dude just went to Vegas for a couple of weeks with the boys or whatever. It was like, no, you are over exaggerating a lot on this. Up to the point where she and Eric kissed, and she was like, "Oh, I was feeling abandoned." You was feeling abandoned. You was feeling abandoned. But you act like you text them, and you didn't even get a text back. Like it was so much of a stupid and frivolous reason for her to kiss. Well, for her to sit there and make up that excuse and act in the way that she's acting. It's like, no, bro. If you like Eric, just be with Eric. That's the part that just bothers me wholly about this whole thing. And even Eric, listen, he shares as much as a donkey in this whole thing as she does. Um, and I'm just like, bro, even if you can't sit there and be with Nicole, why sit there and string this girl along for? I mean, hell, what is he? It's not like the dude actually really has like a lot of great prospects, but why just sit there and string her along? And this scene with Leo and Kristen and EJ, I guess it's supposed to be kind of comedic, kind of funny, kind of ha 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 moment, right? But your side thing, you talk to them for 20 minutes, like, oh, so how'd you get there? What's the plan that's going on with Gwen? Does why did Megan sit there and kidnap you? You're just like, so at some point, do you plan on tying these two, or are you just gonna just stand there and ask a bunch of questions? Like it literally made no sense. Um, and of course they got upstairs and Nicole found out that AJ was kidnapped and everything like that, and she was just sounding like an idiot the entire time. There's just something that I just generally do not like about Nicole. I don't know. Maybe I just really don't like her. Um, I don't hate her. Like there's certain characters I just genuinely can't stand. Like Wendy is on that list of characters who I really can't stand. So Nicole is just annoying. Um, Speaking of that idiot Wendy, who's sitting there trying to call the cops when, you know, I was about to sit there and call him Jason, or Jason 2.0 at this point, let's just be honest, has a gun and is sitting there telling people, hey, listen, don't try any funny moves or anything like that. So her little dumbass goes like practically almost around Johnny. Is like she's trying to sit there and be sneaky and try to, make the phone call. And at this point, he shoots a warning shot, and I'm just like, you could have just shot her in the leg. I would have been totally fine with that. I don't want her dead, but actions do have consequences. I'm just sitting there saying like, there she's standing looking all stupid. I'm like, and it wasn't even like you honestly think that he's not going to sit there and see you doing what you're doing. Like, and she's supposed to be some sort of like really smart person, which is like there's a lot about people who always feels like they're the smartest people in the room, and yet stay and do the stupidest things. And what the hell were they doing with Megan? Oh my God, he's here to sit there and kill someone. I'm just like, really? How long have you been Megan and been acting and stuff like that? Why are they making your dialogue so damn cheesy? This is just bad, right? Anyway, he says that he's there to sit there and kill Stefan and that he got orders from Shen and then here's the thing. Here's the thing about Days. They've done this before, right? Where they have like Kristen in a room, she's holding a gun, they're talking back and forth. Um, Instead of just Harrison being like, hey, I came here on a mission, but for some odd reason, I want to sit there and monologue like a damn DC villain. So let me sit there and tell my story why. Let's go back and forth and have people chime in. Like Chad, like, oh, he's under he's programmed. He's been programmed again. I'm just like, bro. First of all, you weren't really that effective when you're in your state of mind, and this is supposed to be you, like unhinged and unburdened by hesitation and stuff like that. And once again, you just suck. Okay, there's no other way to sit there and put it. You suck when you um have no morals and stuff like that, and you suck when you do. You just suck so far. Um, Now eventually Rafe does want to getting past Shen. Shen was downstairs lurking around, and Rafe had to sit there and be like, "Hey, you need to sit there and leave. You're not going to be causing trouble." Yada yada yada. Kick rocks without socks. Um, he goes upstairs. He sees the fact that um, a gun is pointed at Stefan, and while while Harrison's back is turned, Gabby jumps on this dude's back, right? Jumps on Harrison's back. So now they're spinning around, and he shoots Megan. Which I'm just like, to be fair, it's not like I didn't see that coming. For other reasons, I saw that. Screw it. It was already rumors that they're saying that she was leaving the show. See, this is what happens when you're on social media this is what happens when you're on social media, right? I'm pretty sure, let's sit there and say DC, who's still in retirement or whatever, he's not really on social media. He doesn't really come into the live streams too often, so he's going to be surprised. Okay? So you got that going on. Also, I wish I would have took notes. Now I sit there and think about it. Now Gabby's, not Gabby, Gwen, which again, like I said in my like I said in my live stream, I said in my regular live stream show, I am so done with Gwen and this character assassination of her just being all um desperate and everything like that. Now she's like nursing and attending um Dimitri and Megan and everything like that. And it's just, I mean, granted, I get it. It's a human life, so it's like whatever, fine. But even before then, they were sitting there holding hands and everything like that. I was like, but you literally knock boosted this guy once, and now you want to sit there and act all like you're head over heels for this guy. Like, come on, bro. Like her and Sloan, I can't do it. Like, this is another reason why it's just been somewhat difficult for me to sit there and do reviews on it, because I didn't want to come across as like super negative or just like really dark. Because when I first watched it, I was like, man, this is stupid. I was like, honestly, tell you, even in a room where you got practically Jason with a gun, you still find a way to just dumb this down, have cheesy dialogue, and just like, even when he was there saying like, oh yeah, Shin did it, and when he was like, no, he couldn't have done it. He can Gabby, tell him that he couldn't have done it, and it's just like Harrison, you can still just shoot her in the leg. Like she did actually just kind of disobey orders. Can you just, the leg, something, cheek, just saying, and you know what I'm talking about, cheek. I'm not gonna sit there and say cheek. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm like, and then you know what the sad part is? Let's just let's just think about this woman, right? So Harrison comes in, and Harrison's like, "Yeah, I've been brainwashed by," and also Shin gets arrested. Which I'm just like, all right. So Harrison says that Shin was the one that programmed him. You just believe him? I understand that, yeah, he was up to shady stuff before, but I'm like, bro, why don't you do your Googles and investigate this before you just assume you're taking the word of a guy who's about to come in there and shoot someone and he's programmed. How do you know that he wasn't programmed to sit there and say that? Like none of that actually makes sense. And now you got Rafe that's not there, pressing charges. I mean, well, arresting Shen based off of hearsay. Gabby's believing it, and Stefan is there to sit there, coming to his house and like, yeah, you did it. You did it because he said you did it, and he was programmed. And that must be you because you have a bad past and stuff like that. It's like I get it for storyline purposes, for soap purposes. This is what we got to do to kind of speed up the storyline. But it's sometimes I feel like with soap operas and shows in general, is that they ask you to have a certain level of disbelief, but you can push it only so far before you're just like, come on, Brian, really, really, this is the direction that we're gonna sit there and go in. Are we gonna just question any of this, or are we just supposed to sit there and just certain things you just have to turn off your brain, right? Fast and Furious, I love it. You gotta sit there and turn off your brain, dog. To sit there and just really kind of enjoy it and just go with it. And I feel like that's like that with soap operas sometimes, but I feel like with soap operas, things need to be a little more grounded, right? It needs to be a little bit more grounded to some extent. I mean, come on. But this is this makes sense. It's like Trip now being thirsty and being like, oh, I'm back from Seattle and I'm tired of sitting there playing the nice guy and losing girls. So I'm just going to sit there and be super extra. Like, what? Alright. Anyway, that's just pretty much my thoughts on it. I probably missed some stuff because I did watch it when I was at work. Um, yeah, I need to sit there and start doing a better job at least taking notes in case I do it. I do want to do a review. Be a little more prepared. But I think that's just kind of like my general ideas on the episode. Anyway, if I missed anything, you know what I'm going to sit there and say. For the newcomers, come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll go over all of them, all four of the soap operas. With that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.